Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Civilization 6 with FilthyRobot. How are you doing?
Yes, doing well. Let's get this religion up. Let's try to get a couple turns for them this time. Maybe three. Three seems like a good number to aim for, right?
Sure. Or yeah, okay. So what's your favorite? What's your favorite symbol? Right? Which one?
Taoism. The yin yang looking thing. There you go. Yep. Kind of like that. It's like an invert. Like that's my favorite symbol.
Okay, because this is a completely. It doesn't affect anything at all. It's just what your preference is for how it looks, and you can rename it if you want. And I think there's actually slots down here. You can save and create custom ones. Will it persist from save to save? Do you know?
Don't know actually the naming on that. I can tell you something. There is actually a benefit to having one symbol you use every time. And actually, if we scroll up, probably the most useful symbol, scroll up, is probably that purple looking wheel thing on the left, like the celestial navigation wheel. Yeah, Buddhism. There you go.
How come?
That's probably the best symbol. Because when you're playing in multiplayer, and this may be different if it's turn-based as opposed to simultaneous play, but in simultaneous multiplayer play, you can be same turned on a religion, where you each generate a profit on the same turn and found stuff. And because beliefs are, once you remove a belief from the pool, no one else can pick that belief, first come, first serve on beliefs, the best thing is to get habitually used to picking a symbol, so you pick it faster, then pick the beliefs faster, so you don't get the chance of being same turned in multiplayer on the beliefs. And this is probably the fastest one to pick. Maybe it depends where your cursor is actually. Maybe even the center of the screen is faster depending on where you spawn, where the prophet spawns when you do that. So,
looks like,
yeah, probably.
I mean,
maybe like the elephant. Yeah. So, anyways, it's like it's like a tenth of a second or something. So it probably makes no fucking difference whatsoever. But there is a reason for that. Why I pick the same belief over and over again or the same icon over and over again.
I thought you were going to say something like, "Oh yeah, the game goes through from top left to bottom right, and that's why this one will get priority on selecting beliefs and stuff." I was like, "Oh, that's kind of nonsense," but no, your explanation makes sense.
All right.
Okay, so Taoism. What do we want to do? Feed the world? Do you want to do religious? No,
I want to do community. I want to do religious community. That's what I want to do.
Shrines and temples provide extra housing. Ooh, yeah. I think anytime you get more housing is good.
Yeah, and if we're going to found a bunch of really terrible cities that are only going to have a couple districts, it feels like we should get them as much housing as possible so it can be a little bit less terrible.
I'm not particularly interested in founding a whole bunch of horrible cities, but yeah, okay, that's good.
If we're going to fill the space on the weak land with weak cities, they're going to be terrible cities. We know that going into it, and we can still use that because we need a lot of weak cities for a tourism win, or rather, we need a lot of cities for a tourism win, and it doesn't matter if they're weak or strong, so long as they have the right districts.
Right. These all felt pretty weak to me the first time I saw them. Work ethic seems like it could be really good on bigger maps and the more of a religious game you play, because if you could get 20 people believing in your religion, that's not insignificant.
Yeah, well, it caps at 15, is my understanding.
What?
If it does, it caps at 15.
Why doesn't it say that?
That's I'm a little worried
very
now
valid.
I'm a little worried now that it's so in Civ 5 there's a belief it's called religious community that's the exact same thing, and it caps at 15%. And I want to say that I have grown a city past 15 in Civ 6 and tested that, and it was 15%. I'm not 100% sure on that, so I might be wrong there, but I think that was what I found.
What about this? This thing could be good if we're going for a tourist thing.
Yeah, we don't have any relics.
Well, yet. Anyway, okay, so we'll take religious community. And then this one, I got really confused the first time I saw it. I thought taking meeting house would let me construct meeting houses on tiles, right? Like a builder action. It's like 3 faith and +2 production on every tile. That's awesome. Let's do that. Turns out it's a building you have to build inside the holy district, and you can only build one per city.
And the annoying part of this is, Civ 5, there were religious buildings too. You got pagodas, you got mosques, you have cathedrals, and they can be purchased in a city with faith. And you can purchase these unique religious buildings in a city with faith as well. The problem is you have to have a holy site, a shrine, and a temple before you can do that.
So you can't just take this and then knock out a whole bunch of them.
Right. Yeah. And you can't even if you had the faith, you couldn't do that because you have to have the temple up. All right, let's scroll through these. Let's take a look at these a little bit.
All right, so what are you leaning towards, though? Like a thing to build in the holy site, or you want to see all of them before you even...
Can you go back to actually the other belief, too? Can we still do that?
Yes, if we just do this, I think so.
All right, because I'm not entirely sure yet on... Okay, so the other one I'm tempted here is actually Jesuit education. Campus
and theater district buildings with faith. Just the buildings, not the actual district itself. But
that's
still,
correct.
Yeah, theater, being able to faith purchase theater district stuff would work really well for a culture plan.
Yeah, exactly. And I think both of those are, I mean, it depends, because these cities are going to have, I mean, we're looking at settling flatland grassland cities near all flat grassland. They're not going to produce anything on their own without serious amounts of help, and this might get around that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the problem is there's not all that many buildings. It was fairly faith expensive, and we could use faith for other things. So that's the downside, but the upside is we wouldn't have to build those buildings.
Having more housing, I don't really see how that particularly helps the city.
Well, more population means more production, so we can actually finish things in a reasonable amount of time. So,
but
it takes it the same thing.
If all the tiles are garbage, then it's just going to take even longer to get to the cap.
Sure. Okay. I'm fine with Jesuit if you want to try Jesuit. I don't mind it.
Sure.
All right.
So we can buy stuff with faith now in 2 of our holy sites. Each holy site, or theater stir.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too, as a secondary potentially. So
That's
the only
a lot
thing
of
is,
culture. Yeah.
it's really whereas if you scroll down a little bit, Holy Order is, I'm having a really hard time not picking Holy Order every time.
Is it just that good?
Because you end up picking 3 of these, right? You pick one here and you enhance twice, right? They call it something else, like I can't remember, evangelizing maybe. Can't remember exactly what it is, but you have to do it 2 more times. And our nearest neighbor wants us to spread our religion to him, and we could consider that for diplomatic relationships. If you build any apostles to fight the AI's apostle spam, this is going to come into effect, and spreading our religion faster is going to be, and cheaper is going to be good too. The thing is, basically, if we had to pick 3 of these beliefs right now, what 3 would we pick?
Of this screen or of the previous screen?
This screen, because we're going to get 3 of these.
Okay.
You're going to get 1 building, 1 like non-building belief, and one more non-building belief, I think.
This one's pretty tempting because the extra faith generation is going to work well with the Jesuit education, right?
Yeah.
More faith feeds into the Jesuit education. The culture helps out with, I would assume, just staying up. We're falling a little bit behind on culture per turn relative to science, so more culture could be good.
We will more than finish the culture tree entirely with every single one of the options researched before our tourism will be high enough for us to win.
What happens at the end then? What do you do with your extra culture?
It just, you redo it. You reselect one of the final ones over and over again. So you have 2 options, and you can still change slots with that, which is nice. But
there's still some value to having culture production at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's pretty minimal, but yeah.
Plus housing.
It is, I know, right? We could do a housing-oriented one, or we could do the other one. So the other thing in here too is you can see cathedrals. If that said 1 slot for like writing, I would take it in a heartbeat, because you generate way too many writers relative to any of the other great people for what you want to do for a tourism win. But I don't think it's very helpful for the artist slot. They don't really care about the artist slot.
Wouldn't this potentially be better than the 30% discount? Because you get 50% more spreads, and they start with 2 spreads each. So that's a whole 1.5 multiplier.
Well, we can spread with missionaries. That doesn't cost us anything. I mean, missionaries are cheaper for spreading anyways. The benefit of getting the apostles is the promotions. And the promotions can be spreader-oriented, but that's RNG whether or not you get them. A lot of times the benefit, they're combat-oriented or something else-oriented. The apostles are mostly for defending or attacking with your religion rather than, I think, spreading it. So...
Okay. I haven't really encountered any of that yet. Okay, well, you pick. You pick.
Okay. In that case, you can just quick look around. Anything else here stick out for us? Scroll just slightly up, slightly. I think I would be tempted to run the cheaper apostles, but if we want to do something different, I'd be happy with the faith and culture from sites too. But I think that one's going to be better. Okay, let's grab that.
Wait, you think which one's going to be better? This one?
Yeah, I think that's going to be better. And I think we can pick both still, I think. So.
Okay, I'm just going to say yes so that we have to take some turns this episode.
Yeah, right. We're aiming for 3, weren't we?
Yeah, there we go. 10 minutes on founding a religion. Founding a religion 101. All right, so yeah, that's the end of that turn. Okay,
well, it doesn't have to be because we have faith. You can, what do we have? What is the tech for temple? Are we teching that right now? It's a theological tech, or not theological, a civics tech? Yes. Okay, yeah, theology, and it's now boosted. You want to switch to that since it's boosted now and we want a temple anyways? Because you can't evangelize, you can't enhance your religion basically until you have a temple.
Makes sense to me.
So you have to buy apostles.
How do you feel about buying the tobacco here and
I'm fine with that.
Working that. I do like the idea of buying out amenities and getting the extra housing and doing that whole thing. And then this worker's going to go get ready to do some lumber mills here in about 5 turns.
Yep.
Okay, also I'm noticing that we only have 4 cities, right? And we've got 3 tobacco. So we might as well go talk to our only known neighbor and just see if he is interested in buying some of that tobacco.
He's got 2 of his own, which
This
should
deals
make him
to my
not
liking.
want that.
Okay, but,
Yeah, but if you look, he
the
has
marble,
2.
and that is exactly what they'll give you. Yep, we have 2 marble.
Okay.
And it does seem to set this directly to it. I've noticed that the further into the game you get, the math changes, right? Right now it's 10 gold up front, 5 gold per turn for 30 turns. A little bit later on, you can actually go up, it's like 15 and 6, I think. Like, the math seems to change depending on the era that you're in or something. But
It might be based on the number of cities they have, because it might be more valuable for them to get amenities in.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now we're not settling, so
Sure.
there's no reason to not just take his
I'm
money.
totally fine with that. Totally fine with that.
Now, how the hell he can make all this money, considering that he's already paying us 24 and 17? It's kind of ridiculous.
I don't know, man.
He's got infinite money somehow. Oh, you were saying we have faith and we can buy religious guys. Do we want to buy that? Do that?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, we have no districts, so there's no point in spreading right now, I suppose. I mean, there is passive pressure once cities have your religion. So there is some benefit to spreading. And he wants our religion, so we could get better stuff with him. We could send out a couple missionaries.
So explain, what does this thing mean? I didn't actually figure it out when I was playing last.
I'm not sure I know 100%, but this is what my understanding is. See how the bar is like 5/8 full?
Yeah.
Because our population is 8. So that bar represents the total number of population in the city. And we have 5 of them following our religion. We have 5 Taoists in our religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the 5/8 portion of that. When there's some other religious pressure in that, the bar will fill with other people's religion. So like the empty part of the bar, if like 2 of those followers were, let's say they were Protestant and 5 were Taoist, it would show that visually, graphically like that. I actually don't find it very helpful, and it annoys me when I select apostle, it changes my entire view in the same way it annoys me when my settlers change the entire view. I'm hoping that will be an option I can disable later, but I'm pretty sure that's what this is representing.
Now, I've seen it, though, where this whole thing gets completely full. What happens if you get everyone following the religion? Does that, like, functionally change the relationship in the city?
Remember that one you were reading that's 1% per follower?
Yes.
That would change there. It'd be 3% more production.
Right, but like,
it would be 8 of 8.
It's not like something where you have to actually fill this bar and then this is officially this religion now and can't be anything else. It's not like
it has to be over half for the religion to be officially yours. And you'll see the little symbol, how we actually have the Taoist symbol there, the Taoism symbol, the little red one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And if we can do this, we can show it too. And let's get one missionary just for display purposes then on this then. All right. And when we spread to another city, we can do this. It will be next time. It will be when the missionary gets somewhere. It won't be this turn because he has to get somewhere to spread it.
So what does this religious strength value even equate to? What does that mean?
It's basically so a citizen, if this follows Civ 5 rules, and I think it mostly does here, each population takes 100 pressure to convert. But when you found a holy city has a amount of pressure that it exerts on tiles within 10 tiles from it. That's how far the religious pressure spreads.
So we can't see it at all.
No, that's not visually displayed here. It's just 10 tiles out, and because we've only had it for one turn, I think in quick speed Civ 5, it was 9 pressure per turn. So it took you 11 turns to convert one follower just from passive pressure. Does that make sense?
So like Boston here would be close enough, and it should start becoming our religion automatically?
Yes, but since this is in intervals of followers right now, since that was 5/8 on that screen, the only time it would change color in Boston when you're on that religious screen, is the first time one population flips. And if you waited on that passively, that would take, assuming this is quick speed, I think we're playing on standard, so it's slower. I think it was 6 pressure on slow. So it's whatever 100 over 6 is how many turns it would take for one follower to convert.
So for FilthyRobot, standard is slow. Just so everyone knows. Slow. Yeah, yes. Slow speed, as he calls it. I used to play Civ 5 on Marathon. I don't know why. I just like the idea of long games with, like, lots of time.
Oh, man.
But anyway, so more farms for the housing. Probably we're housing capped here, if I'm not mistaken still. No, we actually did raise it by 1.
Ooh,
but still.
Nice. Why?
I don't know.
Isn't that an odd number?
Wait, didn't we just recently build this farm? Maybe it did take that turn.
It's an odd number. So maybe it's rounding up on the housing.
No, we still have housing from buildings 3.
No, but housing from improvement 2, which it shouldn't be because there's only 3 improvements here. Unless is there housing?
There's a pasture here.
Yeah, but I don't think pastures do that. I think it's only plantations and farms. No, it is. No, I'm wrong. Okay.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect. That's why I did it, because it was an even number. Got it.
Yep. Okay. Good. But I think this tile's being worked anyway. Or could be being worked. We switched over because we were locked on housing, but this makes more sense now, and especially if we're here, we should just go ahead and build that farm.
Good.
Progress towards feudalism.
See, you know that now, and you knew that without looking, which means you've been playing some in the background. I like it. I like it a lot.
I knew what now? What about feudalism?
You knew it was a boost for feudalism.
Yeah, 6 farms, sure.
Yep.
And that gets us close. Feudalism, I believe, is the tech that allows you to have. Was it? It's this one. No. Yeah, it gives you, once you get feudalism, farms provide their adjacency bonuses when they're built in a triangle.
And you get a better builder policy too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing is really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially because this way you can buy them out and they still get the 5 builds.
Yeah, it's so nice.
And again, you could also run 2 economic policies and get both, which is even better.
I think it replaces, so I don't think you can.
What?
It disappears. We will lose the ability to get 20% off because that replaces it.
Well, I wish it would tell you that in the tooltip. Anyway.
Hey, I'm getting dinged so hard in my comment section for like, you're not reading enough. It's because, well, I do skim some stuff for sure, but sometimes it's because the tooltips are not particularly inherently sensical either.
Okay, he was going to the east. What's up?
I'm a little worried because we just changed tech. Weren't we teching to get the ability to embark across water?
I thought we already had that.
Don't know. I think it's shipbuilding, right?
Yeah, we did need shipbuilding. And we switched over to machinery. Well, we'll queue it up. We'll go explore and find some other people soon.
Okay.
For now, we'll just try to get this guy as close as we can over to here.
Sounds good.
All right, so what do you want to do with this missionary? Which way do you want to go? Go help out...
Let's look at the size. We should... I mean, if you're looking for passive pressure, we should spread it to the city-states over to the east because passive pressure will backfill for the rest of it. If we're just looking to get our cities converted, we don't really care. I mean, nothing in our religion gives us benefits for spreading it right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, we should... But there are benefits for having it in our current cities, just not quite yet, right?
Yeah, we'll be able to buy stuff as long as they have theater districts and holy sites.
How far is Naderos from our cap? Is it 11 tiles? I think it is.
Is there a way to measure easily, or do you just have to count?
Count.
Wow. So like I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes.
Yeah,
well,
it's 12 actually.
If you actually go to the...
You do. For the religious stuff anyway, so the religious is 10. So
what if you use the trade routes? Did you see that? No?
To spread it?
12.
They did have pressure in Civ 5. They had religious pressure.
I meant counting distance. You can see here 12,
oh, yeah,
12 turns
nice.
12 distance.
Perfect. Okay, I would spread 1 charge to Naderos, at the very least. It might even take 2 based on the population. We're going to find out. And we can test if it's 100 per follower too, which I'm pretty sure it is, but we can test that with the missionary spreads in a minute.
Okay.
Cool.
Power through a few turns here since we're basically on peaceful mode.
Yep.
Alright, and you're hanging out for machinery for 1 more turn, so you can just sleep for a turn. There's that unit cycling.
Yep.
There's nothing else to do. Next turn. See, look at that! We did 2 turns in like 12 seconds.
Oh my god, we're amazing at this game.
Yeah. Okay, military engineering has been boosted. How did we earn this one? I forget.
Aqueduct. It actually says in the tooltip right there.
It did? Well, we should read more.
I agree, right? I get things. Yep. I know, there's a lot of useless stuff in that thing too. So actually, if we look there, right, now that you have a ready supply of standardized boards. Well, the last one said something specifically about aqueduct. I don't know what a standardized board is, but clearly mass production, that's the portion of... I don't even know what that one triggered from. Okay.
I just did it. I just built a lumber mill on the...
yeah. That's what you did.
But it should still tell you, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for role-playing with standardized boards, I just wanted to know about the lumber mill, personally.
Yeah. Okay, so we need more housing in Naderos.
Which we're building.
Which, yeah, we're about to get next turn. And missionary is ready to go. So we got to get adjacent. Yep, and then we can go ahead and spread. So you're saying you think 1 pop's going to convert?
I think he actually converts for 220 strength, even though it says 100.
What?
But we'll see. It'll pop up in a second.
No. You need to explain where this math came from. I do not like math that is hidden. 200 Taoism.
So the first question is, let's go look up the missionary in the Civlopedia thing.
Yeah, because this is showing that no one believes in it yet. No, 2 religious citizens. Looks like the map hasn't updated yet.
Yep. And that is what we're expecting. We're expecting two religious citizens because we think it's 100 pressure per. Now, what I don't understand is why does it say the missionary spreads for 100 and actually spreads for 200? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that's a great question. Okay, so you wanted to do 1 spread. And now, do you want to do
probably
another?
Gonna have to do both. Yeah, you can't do it this turn because it uses all of his actions. But I mean, we want this city to be our religion, and it's not going to get spread to passively like other cities are because it's too far out of range from our capital.
That makes
Our
sense.
capital. So yeah.
Okay. As far as civics go, into feudalism maybe, or do you want to try to go for the?
I'm fine with feudalism now that we have it boosted.
Okay, this is where we got our first aqueduct. This town now has 8 out of 12 housing.
Good.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
I want an industrial zone in this city. Oh, I want a temple too. A temple lets us enhance. What do we care about sooner?
Faith, I think. But
think faith?
you really like the industrial zone, but this is also half as long, and I don't know. I kind of am digging the religion thing.
All right, well let's do that. Let's play around with this mechanic. There's no reason that. Go.
What's the purpose of great profit points per turn after you founded a religion? Like,
there isn't any. This is in case you haven't founded a religion yet.
huh?
So if you got all the way up to this tech without a religion, you'd get another great profit point per turn.
Mm-hmm. Probably don't want to send envoys yet. Although we do have free government policy changes and everything right now. So far, we
I don't
have
want to
earned.
send envoys. I want to save up for a industrial civilization because I think it's going to make everything so much better.
Yeah, we got 3% bonus great people points, and we're about to earn our 4th% right there.
Nice.
So that's cool. Good. As far as policies go, we have free change right now. Any?
Housing in 2 districts is good for us. I want to see if the aqueduct counts for one of those 2 specialty districts, since it doesn't count towards your specialty district cap. So I really would like to figure that out this turn if we can. And I like 1+1 production. I'm happy with what's in here right now.
Okay. All right. Well, with that in mind, then we're gonna put in a cut here, and we will be back tomorrow.
See you guys tomorrow.
See you soon.